Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Cheryl.
I'm Xun Kai.
I'm Nasrul.
I'm Haziq, and we're from Team Singapore, Enactus NTU.
Singapore is often referred to as the Little Red Dot. Being newly established, we at Enactus NTU focused on extending and deepening our roots locally as we attempt to better the lives of all Singaporeans.
As such, our first project, Glow in the Dark, was born. Glow in the Dark is an enrichment company that seeks to empower the visually handicapped by providing them an additional source of income and for them to regain their confidence.
But as we grew, we realized that the world is far bigger than our little red dot. The blue sphere we call Earth has possibilities as far as the eye can see. Nomad, the second project that we'll be sharing today, is a social enterprise that connects rural artisans to developing and emerging markets.
Red dot, blue dot. That represents the theme of our sharing today. As we seek to deepen our roots locally, we also seek to spread the Singapore spirits far and wide. Now, let us take a look at the little red dot called Singapore, where Glow in the Dark operates.
Across the globe, 90% of the visually handicapped, VH for short, live in poverty. And in Singapore, the employment rate of the VH is one of the lowest, even amongst the disabled. And out of the few employment opportunities that are out there for them, most are lower paying manual jobs. And this isn't a mere financial issue. Many of the VH are made to feel like they're lesser members of society, to the point whereby they feel the need to hide their disabilities just for that sliver of a chance at employment. But the VH are not helpless individuals. They are strong, they are resilient, and like all of us, they deserve a chance to be heard and recognized for their capabilities. And the VH truly are nothing short of capable. Meet Ali. Despite being blind, he has climbed the treacherous slopes of Mount Kinabalu, one of the highest peaks in Southeast Asia. He has snorkeled the Great Barrier Reefs, and he even regularly travels the world with his wife, Sharifa, who is also visually handicapped. And then there's Steve. Despite being blind, he holds a double bachelor's degree, he plays the guitar, and he even represented Singapore in the ASEAN Para Games. There are many others out there like them, visually handicapped people whose potential aren't realized. But we believed that higher skilled job opportunities can and should be opened up to the visually handicapped.
And this gave birth to Glow in the Dark, GITD. GITD is an enrichment company that provides workshops for both schools and corporate clients. We hire the visually handicapped and equip them with the necessary skills so that they are able to conduct these workshops. And these workshops are aimed to instill soft skills into our participants. At Glow in the Dark, all of our workshops are conducted wholly by our extremely capable team of VH trainers. Having been through more hardships than most people do in a lifetime, they possess a rich and unique wealth of experience and knowledge. And our workshops aren't just typical workshops. Our teaching methodology revolves around proven frameworks and unique activities such as Sighted Guide, a hands-on activity where all our participants would be able to learn how to guide a VH as well as experience how is it like to be guided while blindfolded.
Established in 2014, we are now in our second year of operations, and we're proud to say that Glow in the Dark has grown tremendously over the past year. With our team of 6 visually handicapped trainers, we have conducted a total of 10 workshops, up from the 5 we have conducted in the previous year. And out of those 10 workshops, 3 of them were for corporate clients. And this brings us back to one of the goals that we had set for ourselves last year, which was to expand the scope of our business beyond that of public schools and into the corporate sector. And we are very glad to announce that we now count major corporations like Unilever, Great Eastern, and Amcor as part of our satisfied clientele. Furthermore, due to the increase in the number of workshops, our workshop enrollment nearly tripled. This allowed us to impact a greater number of participants in meaningful ways.
So I think that they were very relatable and they're very sincere in sharing the stories for us. And this gave the lesson a little bit more human edge to it. For example, the lessons came alive when they shared their life stories in terms of how the sort of challenges they meet as a visually handicapped person.
I think youth go through this period in their life where it's kind of fraught with a lot of emotion, they take things very personally and all, but the guides here, the people who conducted the workshop, I felt that they sort of set it up really nicely so that it puts things in perspective for you. Like what may seem like a really big thing now, you realize in the long run it doesn't really mean anything.
Indeed, it is really heartwarming to see how our VH trainers have inspired our participants and how they have learned from our workshops. Due to the success of our workshops, our revenue increased by nearly 280%. This allowed us to distribute a much more substantial income to each of our VH trainers, increasing from approximately $300 to $700 per VH on average this year.
Achievements aside, we have not forgotten our ultimate goal of handing Glow in the Dark over to the Singapore Association for the Visually Handicapped, SAVH. And over the past year, we have been concentrating a lot on solidifying our internal processes. In order to cater to the visually handicapped who may not be as versatile in teaching, we hope to involve them in the administration and management of Glow in the Dark. Various measurements have been taken to ensure that we have proper standard operating procedures for the things that we do, such as for our social media and training sessions. In addition, as opposed to previously where we only engaged educators, this time round, we also involved our VH trainers personally in the designing of our curriculum. This is to give them a greater sense of ownership towards the company. And understanding the importance of continuous engagement with our VH trainers, we also increased the frequency of our trainings and started to organize casual gatherings so as to foster a more cohesive environment. Our training sessions are held on a monthly basis, and we even organize birthday celebrations for them. And as a result, Glow in the Dark has become a much more tightly knitted family, where we learn, grow, and nurture together. Looking further into the future, Glow in the Dark aims to become a full-fledged vehicle of empowerment. We aim to do so by involving the VH in all aspects of the business operations. And through our efforts, Glow in the Dark has definitely grown through entrepreneurial actions. Through GITD, the VH no longer need to feel helpless. They are more than able to give back to society. They are more than able to prove their capabilities. Now that we've shared about Glow in the Dark, which is based in Singapore, let us now shift our focus to India, where Nomad is based.
Being brought and raised in Singapore, I have always wondered what life is like beyond this successful country of mine. I wanted to see more and appreciate life for what it is. Then, I spent months traveling in India, where I met some of the most beautiful and talented people. The longer the period that I stayed with them, it made me realize that most of them struggles from the problem of poverty and are being denied of access to education and social mobility. They say that a picture is worth 1,000 words. Her eyes are worth 1,000,000. This is Nasha, a child of the Batiari village. At the age of 5, while you are sending your children to school, Nasha is busy plowing the fields all day long, simply to make ends meet for her family. And there are hundreds of other children like Nasha who could not afford to go to school due to poverty. Imagine what it will be like if you are able to provide them a chance to realize their dreams of becoming doctors, lawyers, or simply to break out of the clutch of discrimination and poverty cycle. This is the reason why my team and I believe passionately in our cause. The long period that I stayed with them made me realize that most of the elders and the parents within the community are skillful in making leather bags that fetches a high price in emerging and developing countries. With that, I saw an opportunity to make use of the skills and the resources that they possess to increase their income and at the same time provide educational opportunities for their children. This led to the birth of Nomad. Nomad is a social enterprise that is committed to help rural artisans in India, Rajasthan, to build quality leather products that are marketable around the world. Most of these artisans continue to live in poverty due to restricted market access. Due to the restricted market access, most of the people in the community are not able to purchase their products due to low purchasing power. And at the same time, they do not know what is the current demand, how to price their products, and how to market it. Nomad takes action by partnering with these artisans to create quality leather bags that are marketable around the world. Through this model, we are impacting two different beneficiaries, first of which, by improving the product design and creating a greater access to the greater market, we are allowing them to provide a higher income as well as economic empowerment. At the same time, through the sale of each bag, we are also funding operations in a local school in the Rupsi village, whereby disadvantaged children from the lower caste system is able to achieve education. Nomad differentiates itself from other players within the market. While most of other leather bags is being offered with cow and goat leather, we produce ethically sourced camel leather, which has 10 times more fiber as compared to cow and goat leather. This means that it's more durable, it has a more attractive grain pattern, and it is smoother as well. We do not just restrict ourselves to camel leather, we also produce goat leather, which is ethically sourced from the mountainous region of Kashmir. Every single one of our products is 100% handmade, and at the same time, it is vegetable tanned. It is an age-old artisanal process that does not contain any harmful chemical. It is biodegradable. We offer our customers the chance to participate in responsible consumerism, thereby reducing their footprint on the environment. Last but not least, Nomad prides itself as an active agent of change. We are able to revolutionize traditional artisanal craft into a modern functional piece of leather bag that is designed to meet your modern living standards. As a young social enterprise, we foresee a huge demand and potential in the global leather bag industry, which is valued at $100 billion. And we believe that India is the right place to be, with its leather export valued at $4.5 billion, increasing every year by 24% for the next 5 years. Nomad strengthened itself in its position in the market, as most consumers are more than willing to switch to a brand that support a good cause. A study by Echo Communications and Research revealed that 90% of the customers today are more than willing to support a brand that have a good cause. After many months of hard work and prototyping the local artisans, we finally managed to produce the following products: Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Our revenue stream derives from the sale of our leather bag through our offline and our online sales. This will be done through our very own website at theprojectnomad.com, and at the same time, we will be distributing it through several concept stores in Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia.
Nomad provides a 300% increase in the rural artisans' income through the larger sales volume, thereby increasing their standard of living. Nomad also partners with a local school in Rupsi village, which was introduced to us by a friend. The school, founded by a local villager, struggles financially in providing education for the disadvantaged children. Nomad aids them, whereby profits from our sales is used to fund and improve the quality of education. As of today, we are supporting over 140 children. Last December, we managed to prototype and sell 9 bags. Profits from these sales was used to purchase sweaters for the children in the school, as many of them could not afford to get one and fall ill during the winter season. We also managed to conduct English lessons, provide them with meals, as well as basic writing materials when we were there. In order to improve the quality of education, we have come up with 2 key stages that are crucial to materialize this idea. Firstly, is more to the basic needs of the children, which includes providing them with daily meals, basic writing materials, as well as school fees for those who can't afford. And secondly, is to build a more conducive learning environment by building infrastructures such as sanitation facilities that is lacking within the school, roofs that has caused disruptions, especially during the rainy season, as well as fans, as temperature can soar up to 45 degrees. With that, Nomad is actually supporting the school with their monthly operational costs, which includes writing materials, electrical bills, rentals, as well as school fees. And in order to do that, we have to sell a minimally of 22 bags. 9 months ago, we came up with the idea to build Nomad. We went straight to validating the market and whether our artisans are able to produce good bags. We went straight to prototyping and managed to sell a total of 19 bags, an indication of the feasibility of our idea. We know exactly the demand as well as the potential. As such, we are now in the fundraising stage to scale our production to a greater level as well as to deliver a greater impact. 3 days ago, we've just launched our Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign and is hoping to raise a total of $10,000 US. With that, it will actually help us to move forward in terms of our business in order to help all these people. We have also obtained the interest of the marketing head of MTV India to advertise our product through their channel MTV Indies. Nomad projects to produce and sell 750 bags with a revenue of $83,000 in the first year, and consequently produce and sell 1,250 bags with a revenue of over $187,000 in the second year. Our leather artisans, as well as the children, are not the only one who is facing this problem. Goldsmith in Benin, silk weavers in Thailand, they all struggle for work that is real, that keeps the ancient meaning and tradition alive, that allows them the needed income for their families. And we have a strong vision, which is to impact up to 10 communities within Asia by 2020. And we have already taken the first step by communicating with artisans living in the mountainous region of Assam, India, which creates unique black pottery and golden silks. In order to replicate the work that we do as we move from one community to another, we have come up with a Nomad playbook to ensure standard quality and to allow us the ease of scalability. We will continue to widen our product range and sales outlet to increase our sales output. At the end of the day, the whole story goes back to Nasha. We believe we have what it takes to impact her through the work that we do. Our dream is to carve a smile onto her and many like her, to provide them with the opportunity to pursue education and break from the clutch of discrimination and poverty cycle.
Nomad,
Glow in the dark.
One with global aspirations.
One rooted in the local community.
despite our differences, we share the same goal here at Enactus NTU.
Both projects seek to align ourselves with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals.
We seek to alleviate poverty,
To provide clean water and sanitation.
To provide quality education.
To provide decent work and encourage economic growth.
and to reduce inequalities.
We believe in our potential to help further these goals.
We believe that our actions can change the world.
And we invite you to join us on our journey to create a better world
For us all.
Thank you.
We will now begin our question and answer period. Only judges may ask questions.
On your project on Nomad, there's a growing resistance to animal killing in India, especially from the existing current government. How do you intend, and that will make leather availability very difficult. How do you intend to sustain this project over long term?
So for our camel leather that we actually got from within the village that we operate in, which is in Rajasthan in the Thar Desert, they obtain their camel leather through ethical means, which means that every time when a camel actually dies, there will be someone who travels from village to skin the camel leather, and an auction will be held twice a year. So we understand that we are not able to allow a lot of customers to purchase the product due to the limited quantity, which is why we are actually offering other leathers such as goat leather, which is obtained from the mountainous region of Kashmir. In Kashmir itself, majority of the population actually eats goat on everyday basis. So every time when the goat meat is actually taken from them, we actually obtain the skin from the mountainous region of Kashmir in order to get them for our production in Jaisalmer.
I have a question around over here. Right now you have sold 9 bags and your goal is to get to 750 in the next year. Can you explain exactly how it is you're going to get to that and why did you decide on 750? It's a big jump from 9.
Okay, so as of now, we have actually produced 19 bags, and we have actually come out with a financial projection whereby we are being very, very conservative. We actually have a timeline of building our prospective catchment of followers on our social media, which is Facebook and Instagram, and we actually take just a 1% conversion rate out of it. And at the same time, we have actually analyzed some of the few concept stores which is selling similar product, and by doing a product comparison based on their traffic, we believe that we are able to achieve up to 750 bags, increasing steadily by every month. Thank you.
Hi, great presentation. On the leather research, I would like to know, obviously you mentioned it's a 100 billion industry. You did more research specifically to the region of India in terms of like specific consumers that you want to target as audience, price points as well as like if you're gonna sell online, do you consider shipping cost? If we're gonna sell it out of the country, I just wanna know more specific consumer research details if you have.
So we have actually studied the consumer pattern and habits. So when it's regards to consumerism, we studied international market instead of India because that's where we plan to be selling our products. So as compared to other players within the market, our product is considered at a middle price range, given that it's actually genuine leather products. And most of our customers tend to be working professionals within the age of 25 all the way to mid-40s. And for every single one of our product, we'll be doing through a 75% gross margin, which is considered lesser as compared to other big players out there in the market. So how we function with respect to artisans, it's more of a fair trade rather than micromanaging them in terms of their production. I hope I answered the question. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your presentation. I also have a question concerning your second project. Could you elaborate a bit more also on the numbers of your business model? So what is the price of the raw material? What are production costs, capacity of production, and at which price you're actually selling? And also my second question would be, do you provide the artisans then with a wage? Because what you said in your annual report is that you bought something with sweaters, which is nice, but do you also have a sustainable business model for the people that produce the bags?
Okay. So firstly, with regards to the artisan, like I mentioned, it's more of a partnership between us and them. So we provide the designs and we help to market the product out for them. So in a way, they do receive a wage. And as we mentioned in the presentation, just from the prototyping of 19 bags, we are able to provide just a 300% increase in income over a span of a month. And that is just 19 bags. In terms of our production capacity, it takes 4 artisans to be creating 50 bags for just 5 days. And we have managed to recruit up to 25 artisans to be handling a larger amount of production. Also, when it comes down to our operational costs, it just takes up 25% of our revenue, which is mentioned during the slides earlier. Thank you.
Going back to the Glow in the Dark project, how do you measure the effectiveness of the workshops long term, so beyond